Clevins. I'm the Assistant Head Teacher for Inclusion and I lead on transition. I'm here today talking with Melanie, one of our parents, about what it's like to transition virtually into Frederick Bremer, and there will be a specific focus on additional needs as well because Melanie has a lot of experience in that area. So we're going to start off by talking about what it was like to transition virtually to Frederick Bremer, because I know a lot of parents have got concerns about not having been in the school and not having visited in real life. So we're just going to take you through what it was like to go through that process virtually.
Tell us all, please. I will do. So my son started here in September of last year, right in the middle of the whole crisis, and I have to say the virtual transition that we received was a really positive experience for him. He did get to come into the school twice, so that was wonderful. And I was in as well, and I learnt the layout of the school and met a few people. But for me, it was the massive booklet that we were given to work through over the summer holidays that I found just really helpful. And it had maps, we got pictures of all of the teachers, so my son was able to familiarise himself with his form tutor and all that. Okay, not in real life, but it was certainly better than nothing. And what I loved about the book was every section of the transition book, there was a quiz or a word search or something, and it really helped him remember all the information. So by the time he hit school in September, he was nervous, but he came in, he had a really positive experience. I thought the virtual transition was brilliant. I also had quite a lot of communication with the SEND department throughout the summer. So I felt that I had that relationship already starting with the SEND department. I felt that I was able to ask a question if I needed to. Anytime I sent an email, I got a response like immediately. And you think, you know, surely these teachers are having a holiday. Yeah. But no, they took that transition really, really seriously, which was a really positive experience for me as a parent. So I found personally, I think, you know, my son has additional needs. In a way, almost the lockdowns played into his strengths. He likes being at home. You know, he's not the most socially confident of people. So in a way, it did play to our strengths. But I don't think the school could have done any more to make it a positive experience for us.
Brilliant. How do you think the transition day that was kind of postponed from July into September, how do you think that helped get him actually back in physically into the building?
I think for me, or from what I could see, the fact that Year 7 were able to come in on their own and not have all of the other year groups in, they didn't have to deal with that massive crowd of people. Coming from primaries, which are all quite pretty small, into a big school like this, having that time to just get themselves acquainted with the building and the feel of the place and meet their teachers without any distractions from other year groups, I thought it was a fantastic experience. My son thoroughly enjoyed it, actually came home really, I thought he was going to be really quite nervous. He was fine, he made a friend on the first day, he had a really, really positive first day.
Brilliant. That's great to hear. Yeah. What about the role of the form tutor? Because I know we've talked a lot about the SENCO and the additional needs department, but there's a lot of communication from the form tutor for children, or for all children. So did you talk to the form tutor before you started at the school?
I did get an email. I think we did a bit of email. We didn't do a online face-to-face. However, I did find from day one, week one, my son's both form tutor and teaching assistant, his key worker, were emailing me that very day. Yeah. Day one, I got an email to say, he's having a good day, don't worry. And that, amazing. Honestly, but it was about 11 a.m, you know, I've left him, I'm freaking out at home, thinking, is he all right? And getting that email from both of them really made a massive difference for me. Yeah. My experience of the form tutor for the whole year has been any issues, I get a call or I get an email. Yeah. You know, and if I send someone a question and I send something in, I get a response really quickly, which is massive. I think the communication's been really, really good with the form tutor.
And we were talking earlier about sometimes it doesn't go to plan, and it's not always positive messages all the time, is it? No. But the communication is really vital for all aspects, isn't it?
I think the one thing I really find positive about Bremer is that, you know, you're not pretending that you can get it all right immediately all the time. Yeah. It doesn't happen. Yeah. And we know as parents we can't get it right all the time. Yeah. But there's the communication link it makes you feel that, okay, I've got an email saying my son's having a bit of a hard day today. I'll email back, or
Yeah.
somebody will give me a call, and we can talk it through, and we can find some kind of resolution. And I find that's been really helpful for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know communication would be so good.
Yeah. And it's a partnership, isn't it?
It is a partnership. I absolutely agree.
I mean, from my point of view, because I used to be the Senko at the school, now it's Miss Mills is absolutely amazing,
Yes.
but we've always, our approach is that the parent is the expert on their child, so we want to work, and you tell us your strategies, you tell us what works, you tell us the difficulties, and then we'll build that into school, and vice versa. I think it works both ways.
It does. I mean, for me, I have to remind myself that I should communicate. If my son's having a bad day, he's got out of bed on the wrong side, and we're having a bit of a morning, sending a little email, just to pre-warn everybody who's going to be around him, absolutely really helps. And it opens those lines of communication for the day. So maybe by the end of the day, I'll get a little email back that say, actually, he was all right, or a bit of a rough time in a couple of periods, but we got through it. These are the things we did. And it's definitely been a two-way process, which I really, really appreciated. I really didn't know that you could get that level of partnership with a secondary school.
Brilliant, that's really good to hear. What do you think your son has enjoyed about secondary school, big school? Is any of it a surprise?
Oh, it's all a big surprise. I'll tell you, the first surprise for him was, it's got stairs, Mum. Because his primary school is all on one level, so it was huge coming to Bremer, and it's got stairs and they've got loads of corridors, and it's all very different in that way. I think he's enjoyed the difference in having lots of different teachers. Because at primary you've literally got the one person all day long. So it's for him socially as well. It's been really, really good. It's just interacting with a lot of different people. And friends, because in a big school you get a chance to find people with more similar interests.
There's more of a pool to pick from, isn't there?
There's more of a pool, and I think my son's been able to find a sort of group that he feels comfortable with. But what I wanted to say when you asked me to do this, Miss Binns, is that the ethos in Bremer means that somebody with additional needs can walk into the school and not feel like they're the odd one out. It's very much a part of the fabric of the school. My son never had that experience in his primary, great primary. But ASD and various needs, they just weren't on top of the agenda. When they walk into Bremer, it's not a big deal. There are lots of other children here with similar needs, different needs. They're all catered for, more needs, less needs. They're all catered for. They're all talked about like it's not an embarrassing thing, or he feels confident in himself, more confident than he did in primary. Just being himself here. And that's been a huge positive thing for us. Because I said to him, when you come here, you're not alone. When I came I was lucky enough to get into a parents' open evening, because it was the year before pandemic. One thing that struck me was listening to the head talk about the SEND department and the results, the GCSE results of, this is what our SEND kids have done. These are fantastic. These are absolutely online with the mainstream children in this school. And it was important for her to mention that. It's not an experience I've had at any other opening.
No, so, we've got expectations for all our children.
Absolutely, and that comes through. So that's brilliant. For my son certainly to not feel weird here. It's such a privilege. Every year I introduce the head students. We interview them for the role of head student, and we ask them what's the best thing about the school, and they say inclusion, diversity. That children without any needs at all, without autism, without ADHD, are acknowledging the kind of the diversity and what it brings. And I think for me, it makes them feel that whatever their thing is, they're accepted. They're celebrated. That's it.
So absolutely, it's the thing that stands out for all the children, not just the children with additional needs.
Well, certainly for me and for my son and his experience here, it's been very, very positive.
Brilliant.
For that.
You just touched on there when he was talking about going upstairs, moving around the building. I know most children are worried about getting lost, but can we talk a bit about the bubbles? Because we've had them in bubbles this year, and that's really helped a lot of the Year 7s settle in.
I think it really, really well. Obviously, they were more static this year. They couldn't move around the school because of the restrictions, the COVID restrictions. In a way, I think that actually helped. Because it didn't have to navigate the entire school straight away, day one. The bubbles obviously as well keep things calmer. They're not dealing with too many people on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You know, lesson to lesson.
Yes. It's not
Go
like
to
a
the
massive
playground.
transition.
No, exactly. So it was a calmer transition. That, as well as the fact that they had a transition day on the day that they came in.
Yeah.
I think was a really, really good thing. Bubbles are brilliant. I'm hoping they will stay. I think they're very, very helpful. If not for the entirety of the year, just as an initial starter.
Yeah, and we are doing that for the next year 7, and in fact for all the year groups, but we're going to move around the school for specialist classes.
Yes.
So we've got one corridor, and it's great for year 7. They come in, they go into the corridor nearest the gate, and they go to play in a lovely area in the playground, right next to their bubble. So there's not.
They've got the best bit of the playground as well. They've got a nice grassy bit with the trees and chairs.
It's absolutely lovely. So that's been hugely successful.
Totally.
And that will continue.
Yes. I will say as well, in the booklets that we were given, obviously because he couldn't get into the school, the maps, the layouts, you know, the quizzes on the maps, where, you know, so pictures of doors and what they look like, and so the quiz might say, where would you do maths in period 3? And he was able to navigate his way around just using the stuff that was in those booklets.
Brilliant.
I thought they were fantastic.
Fabulous.
Really, really helpful. And even without COVID and the year that we've had, I think they're still really helpful.
Brilliant. We're definitely continuing with those. We're sending them out over the summer. If you could describe Bremer in 3 words, what 3 words would you use to describe us?
Caring.
Oh, lovely.
Compassionate. I'm going to use all my C's. Caring, compassionate, and the main one for me, the biggest one, communicative.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good word, but they would be the 3 words. I do feel like Bremer cares. I do feel like wellbeing is at the top of the list.
Yeah.
You know, not above academia, but right beside being academically great.
Yeah.
The well-being of the kids is right up there.
Brilliant.
I do think the school cares.
Yeah.
You know, and the communication.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for more.
That's what's made the difference for you, isn't it?
It's communication. It's massive. Knowing that if I've got a problem or I'm worried about my son, and I can email and get a response or phone the school, and somebody's coming back to me, and there's a positive interaction between us, that's huge. So that's my 3 words.
That's great to hear. So obviously this leads us on to the why did you want to be a parent governor? You've said so many amazing things about the school.
So I've been a parent governor for a number of years in my son's previous school, but when I sat through the first transition parents evening, which was a virtual thing online, and managed to get to speak to the teachers and the head of year and just get a vibe, and also the head was there, and I got a really good feeling from the school just from the virtual presentation that we were given. I thought I'd love to be a part of this community here as well. I found it's just a really rewarding experience to be part of the fabric of the school, not just parent on the outside. And I just enjoy it. I like being helpful. So you know, anything I can do to help the school and also, of course, as a parent, I want to be a voice for the parents. So if there's a problem that I'm facing, that probably means that other parents are facing it too.
Do you feel like you've been able to make a difference in that role?
I do so far, I think so, yeah, definitely, because I might say, you know, in this meeting there was one thing missing for me.
Yeah.
And then the next time the meeting happens, there it is. It's been thought about.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I do try and be a voice, not just for myself and my selfish experience of my son being. It's about the parents' experience and the wider community experience. And I just enjoy being part of the community of Bremer.
Brilliant. We really appreciate it, and we really appreciate the time that you've spent to make this film with us today, so the other parents can see as well. So thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. I can't praise the school enough. Not as a governor, as a parent. I think it's just been such a positive experience for me. I direct parents to come and look at Bremer and keep Bremer as their first choice.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for all that you're doing for the school, in the community, letting people know about